give us a call on 079 444 31366. That's zero
Yeah, yeah,
seven
man.
nine
Put some bass on her voice.
four four three one three
Yeah.
six six. And if you can't give us a call, do join us on our website, which is www.blessradio1.com. That's www.blessradio1.com.
And the
So,
YouTube.
hello, my people. Hello, Unitify. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, darling. I'm here. How are you?
See?
I'm
She's
good. How are
secretly
you?
there.
How's your day been?
Not so bad. How's your day?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy, but I've been staying active. Just trying to get everything out of the way so we are ready to be on this live tonight.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, what have you decided to do a debate on today?
We're not gonna, we're not gonna do a debate. I'm gonna call out a few people. I've got Syra; she wants to join in, so I'll probably get her in about 15-20 minutes as well to have her input.
Mm-hmm.
Now, basically, the whole subject tonight is how we run our society. And,
Right.
and the reason why I picked this subject tonight is because I came across a live on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is live. There's no discrimination to any race. We're talking about the music that's out there that's impacting our generation, to our black boys, our black community, our brown boys, their community, and the white boys in their community as well.
Mm.
And this guy was being interviewed. Obviously, he had his face covered because he knew this live will go viral with what he was saying. Now, I can't, obviously, I'm not allowed to swear on Bless Radio, and I do not want to, but he calls himself an F boy. If you don't know what
Mm.
F boy is, an F boy is somebody who is in it for just one thing and one thing only when it comes down to meeting women.
Okay, the intimacy of it.
The intimacy, exactly, but we're not talking intimate, we're talking, it's a form of abuse. And I'll get
Mm.
to it because he was openly admitting, even though it was very, very disturbing with what he was saying and how he describes women.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying how he's happily, like, he was actually educating us in a very, like, these are young girls who have no idea this is a game for certain guys, not all guys, but certain guys.
Mm.
Now, firstly, let me break it down as to what he was talking about, and then we'll talk about more about the generation and the society we're living in at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he said what he does, he is not looking for something serious. He makes it out that he's looking for something serious.
Aye.
So he will make it out that he's there full time. He'll pretend to show interest in you. He will want to know your hobbies, and he is fully invested. So he will invest that time, money, effort. He will come to pick you up as well, drive you about. He'll even wine and dine you, so he can win your trust. So he can turn around, so you can turn around and say, oh, this guy is innocent. And he also says his biggest way of winning these girls over is through banter as well. So he will joke about and make this girl laugh. And he goes, once I get this girl to laugh and she's into me in that way,
Mm.
she's now going to give me exactly what I want.
Mm. Now, but you see, I'll answer that to you from my. I do want the listeners and the viewers, whoever is actually tuned in today, to understand. Any sister that come onto Unified platform, including with the co-host today, we've got Sister Shaheen. This is strictly our views, our journey, our opinions, and these are conversations we have. We talk from our experience, basically. So we're really not, like she said, we don't target anyone. You're all most welcome to come and join the debate and give us your views and points as well. But like I said, this is something that we always talk about a lot of things on the radio station from our point of view. Okay? So let's just make that very clear. Now, you just mentioned that the gentleman actually goes out.
Yes.
Basically, now he's actually going out not for love, but he's like a predator. If that makes sense.
Yeah. He admitted the words that he used was "I pray" on the.
There you go. That is so bad. But then again, yeah, I have to give this guy credit though. If he's coming out in the open and saying it, because a lot of men are doing this irrelevant and they don't come out and that there you go. We're not targeting all men.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're not.
Even though he was very proud, and he didn't realize he's actually educating so many of us.
Oh.
He didn't realize that he came on as to show off that this is what he does and how easy it is for him to do what he's doing. But he wasn't. He didn't realize the thousands and thousands of women and young girls, even brothers and even fathers were watching him, going, "Oh my God, my daughter could go out there and fall into this guy's traps." Because that's what.
Yeah, you're right in a way, because I mean, you just said something, and I had no idea this thing goes on.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing to do with being, oh, you're another generation. No, look, it's something that I do see is more open now. This, you know, you're talking about, but I guarantee you, this has been going on for a while, and you know, that's why women always just, you know, stay away from certain crowds and behave in a certain way. Like, comes back to the old conversations we've had.
Absolutely.
But having you said that, this guy coming out, right, is an eye opener for a lot of sisters out there. Yes. And you know, I hope they watch his video and learn from it.
Absolutely. It's a shame because the video was about an hour.
Yeah, it is a shame. It's a shame on his side, and he's not probably seeing that. But you know what? The smart girls and the smart men, who are their carers and protectors, will actually start, will guide the girls. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you know, what's more shocking about what he was saying is that basically before lockdown, he would go out and prey on these girls, and in his mind he thinks that those girls who are in certain places, i.e. a club or a nightclub, are there because they want to be preyed on, they want to be lured on, which is
that's wrong, man. That's wrong.
Very sad, because I have been invited to events, birthdays, organizations where we do go to certain places, and we're not looking for that. We're there to have fun with our girls. We're there to either, you know, it's a birthday party. It happened to be in a bar. You know, I'm not saying that. Oh yeah, please go and drink or anything like that. I'm not saying, you know, people drink or not drink, but you know, we do go out to certain places, and unfortunately, we don't realize that these predators are out there in those places looking at us in a different way. You know. And it's almost a shame, because it's true. That's the reason why a lot of guys are protective, and a lot of cultures say don't go to nightclubs. Now I understand why, because you get people like that out there praying. But,
so true.
You know, now I understand why, because, you know, but it's also very unfair that certain girls or women should not go and enjoy their lives and explore because you have predators ruining it for them.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame. So putting that aside, he went into detail. Now he said, well, we can't do anything because of lockdown. Now what I've done is I've jumped on apps. I've jumped on social media, Instagram. I've jumped on dating sites, including...
I was just going to say, as he jumped on, obviously, it's quite obvious a dating site's the most easy.
Because I was already on dating sites before, even when the nightclubs were open and whatnot. But now that was a different way of using. He calls it the law of average. He goes, what I do is I message. It's bound that one woman, and these were his words, he said, it's bound that there's a woman who's very lonely, who's isolated, who's got no support. She's shied away from her family.
Oh my God.
She's very vulnerable. And she's the one that most likely will reply to me, and boom, I've got her in my traps. And he goes, and there are, out of, say I message about 50 girls, there are 10 girls out of the 50 girls, according to the law of averages, that fall into that category.
Well, I want to know, what is he? Is he some film star or something, or some macho? I mean, what is he?
Forget that most of the times they tend to be good-looking guys, okay? But if you see some of them, they're not good-looking, but they're not good-looking, but they have personality. They're charmers. You see,
they're very sharp and charmers, yeah.
Exactly. So once, say for example, a woman has just gone for a divorce or a breakup. If you're a young woman,
yeah, she's down already. Yeah,
she's down already. You don't look at looks at that point. You're looking for somebody, a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
And he goes, there you go, I am that shoulder to cry on, but your tears are not touching my heart. They're going to exactly where I need you, so I can place you to do what I need to do with you, then discard you once I'm done. And I was like, you know, I knew to a certain degree that you get these F boys around, but I didn't realize how it's like a cult. They have it built in their brains on how to work these things. It's like
Okay. I know we're not. We don't discriminate. We don't pick on any communities. Of course, we don't do that
no.
because that's not what Unify is about. We're all about an open topic. We've got a platform where we discuss anything and everything, as long as you're comfortable about it. And like I said, it's our personal journey, it's a personal experience that we actually discuss here.
Absolutely.
But having said that, I'm just quite curious. I'm quite curious now. What background is this guy from? I mean, what community is he representing by really degrading himself to that level?
This guy is just one guy that's come out, because most of these F-boys will not reveal their secrets. They wouldn't want to. Obviously, he comes from he's a Bangladeshi guy. So he's from Bangladesh. However, he has friends who do this. He said that I've got friends who are in my circle that do the same thing, who are Pakistani, who are also black, who are also mixed.
There you go. So it's overall. That's what I want to ask you.
Overall,
yeah.
So you got to see these boys. There isn't just an F boy does not come in just one color. An F boy comes.
That's why I asked Shaheen, because remember before we had these sort of conversations, we're always painting one person, and we're saying, the whole community. No, there is a trend going on in this.
There is a trend going on.
Yeah, there is in every community, unfortunately, and this is why it's so important. Yeah. Remember that day when we were talking, and Bless said, "No, girls." He didn't mean it. I think what he was actually trying to protect us by saying, "I know what men think. I know what men want." So maybe we need to tone down in certain ways. And I agree to disagree with him as well. It's not fair. If we want to dress it in a sari, show our belly, then, it shouldn't be stopped. But unfortunately, we do not. It's not about us. We don't know what the guy's intentions are.
Yeah.
And he's more stronger than us. So I'm glad you mentioned that this is a kind of an incident that's happening on most, around men in general. But unfortunately, the guy that's come forward is an Asian guy, isn't he?
He's an Asian guy, yes. He's an Asian guy. He was talking to a Pakistani girl and another fellow Bengali, and I was on there as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There was about 4 of us. Obviously, I was listening at that point because I just wanted to know why these guys feel they need to do these things. Because don't forget, as much as I'm very vocal on my platform, I like to educate myself and try put myself
absolutely
in the what has been, these people or these boys don't just turn out that way. They were once upon a time wonderful children.
Absolutely. The young men, you don't know what's happened to them that actually started to do something like that.
So obviously he wasn't very upfront and he wasn't very upfront about what's happened to him, because he didn't want to look like the terminology is they don't want to look weak. They've come on this platform to show off their egos.
Yeah, what it's like, Shaheen. Like some girls, they just don't like men because they've been hurt by just one guy. Let's just say, example, one guy's hurt them. Yeah. But then what they start doing, they're just hating on all the men. Some girls are really hurt by a lot of men, and they got this real vibe with these guys. I just hate men, and they're not nice. Some women don't do that. They say, okay, every man's different. We're going to give him a chance, and it's not fair to say that the second guy is going to be the same as the first one. Some women do that. Now you got to think it from a man's. I'm not a man, obviously. We're not a man, but maybe. And the men are probably thinking, you know what? Every girl that I meet, all she does is cheat on me. All she does is that. And this is what I'm thinking. A man who's going out and saying it out quite clearly. Yeah. That I go out and I target women, vulnerable women, and I'm thinking, do you think he's been targeted when he was vulnerable? You see, you're trying to understand why. Would you go doing that constantly? 50 women is texting and hoping for one reply.
Yeah.
And it's going on every site. I'll be having a guest coming in, right? One of my co-hosts that I've got. Her name's Millie. She'll be joining in a minute. When you're ready. Because they're thinking it's a very interesting debate.
I've got Rose joining in 15 minutes as well, so it's going to be a very good one. And it'll be very nice if Bless can come on later on.
I think we'll get Bless on in a minute. Let's get the girls thinking why is this, because we're talking about this man. Then we can have the male's perspective on this, which will be obviously Bless. He always comes out and presses the man down.
Hello. Hi, Millie.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome on board. I'm so glad to have you on here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have Rose on in about 15 minutes as well. So it's gonna be amazing to hear what your version. I'm sure you've been listening to what we've been talking about,
Mhm.
right? And obviously, I've explained what I watched on a live. I will forward you that live as well, so you can have a look and listen to what this guy is saying. And obviously, you have a young daughter who's growing up into a beautiful woman.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts about what I've just said?
Well, realistically, what I can say is that we can't just put it on one man.
Mm,
A lot of men do it, and so do a lot of women.
mm,
So it's not just out there just for men.
yeah.
It's for both sexes, to be honest with you.
Mm,
So
okay.
that's how I feel.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. So
That was a very good point. Can you repeat that again? Because I actually got cut off on my side.
Okay, so basically, I'm saying that we can't just put it down to one man saying it
Yeah.
and say it's this man is doing it, and it's all it's all men that would follow on or probably are doing the same. What I'm saying is, yeah, there is a majority of men that do that, but there also is a majority of women that do it as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can't just put a stereotype and say, do you know what, this is this guy, and this is how all Asian men are.
No, we're not saying that. Yeah.
We can't put it down as like just an ethnic thing
Yeah.
or a male thing, because it's not. As they say, all five fingers are not the same. But I know there's women that do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go more into that once we've covered this bit, but there are, like, speaking to the guy, he also said there are women that he's met who only meet guys because they want a free meal, a free dinner, or they'll purposely take guys shopping and put say, oh, I really like this handbag, almost pressurizing the guy to go into his pocket and buy her the handbag. So you do get women who use their body and their sexuality to abuse men through their wallets.
Really, I'm going to say something, Shaheen, and I've seen this happen. And let me just tell you, I've seen it happen to 6 families. 6 is maybe a small number, but it's happened to 6 sisters. I've seen sisters, right, women, and I'm going to have to say from the Eastern European, we had an influx of a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
They actually went out and destroyed a lot of married homes.
Yeah.
And they took their partners. Now, obviously, they're nowhere to be seen, but they split the sisters up, families up, and they've robbed them of their money and God knows what. Because I've seen this myself. Because and like Millie said, yes, it does happen. But I am going to say one thing, and I truly believe that, like I said, this is our own opinions we're talking about today. It's our own experience. As we do on Unify, we do not represent anything. We are just giving our own personal views. And this is the reason why we've got sisters all coming on and giving their side of their vision. I know, Shaheen, when these ladies have done this, right, the heartbreak that these women go for, they've spent 15 odd years with their partner, and the next thing you know, they've gone off with them, and they've dropped them once they've got what they want.
Yeah.
Now, see, this kind of behavior triggers off men as well.
Yeah.
And then that's it. They start behaving like that. I'm not getting an excuse for this guy, because it's what he's doing is wrong. Exactly what I'm saying about the sisters. And we shouldn't do that. Especially it's more scary, Shaheen, because look, it's more dangerous when a guy does it. This is how I feel. Okay. You are very women are more vulnerable. Let's be honest here, compared to the men. Men do get away with a lot. Women, when they're down, like you said, when they're down, they're divorced, or they've had some problems, some issues, and then men are out there specifically looking at and targeting these kind of ladies. That is dangerous, Shaheen.
Yeah.
Shaheen, we've got young girls, we've got 18, 16-year-old sisters.
I have a sister. I have loads of nieces and nephews.
That's a worry, mate.
Yeah, it is a massive worry. And don't forget, sometimes these guys can actually, a girl may not be that way inclined, but they groom her. He said, I groom. He goes, I groom to get what I want. These could be girls who are virgins as well. You know, these are young, vulnerable girls who have fallen victim to. Like, we're just going to cover the girl subject, and then obviously we'll talk about the women side of things and what they do as well. So obviously,
Yeah.
what he was saying was that I groom these girls. I go for girls that are ideally isolated. You know, they don't have many friends. They don't really have family members supporting them. It's easier for me to be their friend. You know, to just take them around, show them a good time for a little while, and then the question was also, where do you take these girls? He goes, depends on the category of girls. So he categorized girls, right? So he said,
is making me angry, you know.
Yeah, if you want the whole thing, it's just vile.
Right, what I'm going to do now is, Shaheen, honestly, this is really making me angry. We've got a sister here today. Her name's Aria.
Yeah.
Now, this sister, this sister is actually going to speak volumes because she's actually, I'm going to have to say this, she's a white sister.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Right, now, considering she's a white sister, she has a lot of experience on Middle East. She has a lot of experience with, obviously, her own community, and she's also had experience with Asians as well. So she's going to bring her view onto this. Hi, Aria.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome onto Unify, especially on Shaheen's platform today. It's all about debate.
I'm very
Shaheen.
Hello, Aria. I'm very, very honored to have you on my show tonight. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Pleasure.
So what is your, I'm assuming you've been listening in.
Yeah.
So what is your view on a gentleman like this who's actually going out there preying on sisters that are vulnerable?
Do you know that the one thing I agree with you, like we have to consider the fact that a lot of young girls are very impressionable and then they fall for that kind of guys that they could be taken advantage of. At the same time, because I really don't like this kind of culture that we have right now in society, turning women into victims. And I think that what we need to try to do is, while protecting them and actually educating them on that type of behavior and warning them about those men and what they want to do, which is basically take advantage of them and then throw them away. We need to empower them to actually make the right choices for themselves, not because they are gentle flowers that could be, plucked out, but, rather to empower them and make them understand that while it's okay to have sexual relationships however they want, but it needs to be a choice that they understand and a choice that they accept, because the second you give yourself away, you need to live with the consequences emotionally, not just physically. And I think that a lot of the time, because, there's a reaction against, religious beliefs. People think that virginity or sexuality is something that is old fashioned, that whatever we want to do, what we want to do. They don't understand that there's a psychological dimension to this, and that when you give yourself away to someone, you lose a little piece of yourself. You need to make sure that you do this because you want to, because it's something that's going to empower you as a woman, as a person, and that this is something that you're not being forced into whatsoever. And sadly, I think that parents have a lot of work to do with their girls to make them understand that as long as it's their choice, it's absolutely fine to do whatever, as long as they can live with the consequences and the choices they have made for themselves. And it goes both ways. So for me, yes, I agree, we need to protect our girls, but at the same time, we need to make sure they don't become victims, because they're not. I have a girl, a 16-year-old, and I've had long conversation with her, telling her that for me, it's not about the virginity thing. It's about how she feels about herself, her sexuality, and how she looks at herself within society. I told her, never mind what people say about you. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're happy and you can hold yourself high and say that I've done what is right for me. Understand?
Absolutely. And having
right, coming back. Sorry.
No, carry on.
Sorry, sir. Coming back to that, Afia, I understand exactly where you're coming from. My daughter's around about the same age, and I think I can understand that. But what would you think of men like this that are actually coming forward very openly? I just said this in the beginning. I said men have been doing this for donkey years, right? Okay, it's been happening. It's just that I think women are getting a bit more aware of what's actually going on. But then you've got men like this who are literally coming out and blagging about, oh, you know what? This is what I do. What do you think about that, Aria?
Look, quite frankly, because I mean, people treat you the way you allow them to, and I think that society as a whole, in particular us women, the onus is on us to actually take responsibility, actually check them out and say, you can't do this, you can't behave like this because it's not tolerable. We have allowed this to happen because somewhat we're convinced that whenever a man behaves, is a bit of a womanizer, it's almost a good thing. It's a flex, when they say it's a cool thing to do. When a woman does it, she's labeled as
That's it, yeah.
As a nymphomania, or I don't want to use the other word, but
I understand
it's down to us to actually reinvent dynamics and say, no, we're not going to tolerate you, because for me it's a form of chauvinism where they're belittling women and turning them into objects, saying I can collect. No, we're not things to be collected. We need to be earned. We're not to be deserved.
See, this is what I'm saying, Aria. What I like about this guy, even though we're all hating on him and what he's doing, we know he's wrong. It's totally negative. But you know what he's done? He's actually done justice, because coming out like the way he's come out, he's actually giving a red signal to the sisters out there. And I'm hoping girls would listen to him and think, oh my God, I remember him. I've had certain guys talking to me in that way, in that manner, and they've left me. And I'm hoping this is going to be an education for our sisters out there. Yeah, I really do.
Quite frankly, I think he needs to check himself out into psychiatric hospital, because, I mean, there's something wrong with him. Because, look, people who behave like that, I'm being serious, people who behave like this are broken, because it means that he's trying to...
That's what he's doing.
Lacking confidence. Is most probably a narcissist. And he's going to have a very sad life, because it means that he can commit to anyone, beyond the physical side of a relationship. A relationship is not physical. You have to have a connection on an emotional level. If he doesn't do that, he's a broken human being, and as far as I'm concerned, he needs to drop off from the gene pool. But that's just me.
Sorry to cut you guys off here. I've just got a sister who doesn't want to come on, but she sent a very lengthy message, and this goes back to her saying that why is it that always women have to deal with the consequences? This is what she's saying. She said,
unfortunately, if you're going to be out there and he's going to be the F buddy, and then she's playing a part of it, and this is what annoys me the most about.
Let me just read what she sent. She said it's sorry about the language. She said it is very shitty, but again, it's the men of this world that make it shitty for women. She's talking about Islam here. So she says, in Islam, sex isn't viewed as dirty. It's a necessity, a need by both men and women. Provision was made for this. Men were allowed more than wives to fulfill that need. Women were allowed to marry and divorce as many times as they wanted. They weren't looked down on or slut-shamed.
You're talking about religion here. Let's put the religion to one side.
Let me finish this off, ladies. So she says there's even a special marriage, but she forgot what the marriage is called. Which
it's called muta. Shia Muslim. It's a temporary marriage.
Yeah, right. I know, but it's called muta.
So she's saying, but all of this has been made a taboo and swept under the carpet aside because it's not palatable to the culture, and much more than that is all this gives. This takes away the freedom from women and makes them and degrades them. Now, married men take advantage of women when it suits them. They leave with no marriage, no rights, because that's what society tells them they can do and get away with it. Whereas if a woman does the same thing, she has to deal with the consequences.
Absolutely.
Right. So I actually agree with what she's just said there.
Right. So sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on. So basically, as much as I agree with, okay, you've put yourself out there, you've now given yourself to him, and let's face it, there are some very conniving, crafty girls out there, right? They're not innocent, yeah. Let's face it, they're not innocent girls, and we'll go more depth into what.
Let's keep it to the guy, yeah.
We'll do that later, but there are girls who like this guy doesn't go for crafty girls. He's made that very clear. He's going for girls who are very easy to manipulate. Now, if she gives herself to him, then she does. As much as we don't want to call her a victim, technically she is. Technically she is, because
but his motive is something he's out there to
forget the fact that he's a narcissist, because a young woman would not know what a narcissist is, not until she goes through certain things in her life. right? So yes, we want to empower women. That's the whole point of why Unify is there. We are that platform. That's why Aria's there. That's why Millie's there. That's why Rose is there. That's why you're there. But there are some girls who stupidly fall, and I used to be that girl when I was 18. I fell in love, put cotton wool over my eyes and ears. I didn't want to hear what anybody says. I thought this guy loved me, you know, and you fall for it. You fall for it. You give yourself in. You do those things, which obviously shouldn't be doing. And then now he's done his business and gone. He's gonna go find himself a woman that he wants to settle with in the near future. You will now have to deal with the consequences.
It still comes back to the same thing, though, doesn't it, Shaheen? And I think I'm going to give discussion to. I don't know if Sister Rosie's on there or not.
She's not. She can't come on. She just messaged.
Okay, so I'm going to actually give this to the Sister Millie on there now. Now, the thing is that what you said is correct. The lady that's put the question is absolutely right, but she gave two perspectives here, the Islamic way and the society. Now, how do we go about making this is a very serious issue this guy's going on about, you know, because he's actually playing with lives here. Now, I want to ask Millie. Now, Millie said it very clearly that, you know, no, we don't agree with certain things here. You know, we're both in the bad. But there's a higher percentage of men that have been playing this game for generations. And I'm going to say this because I know what my aunties have been through. I've seen what my grandma's been through. And I've seen what my friends have been through. Men have played the game much longer than the women. But I think women are getting more, like I said, aware of this. So, Millie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
I want to ask you, right, one question, like just Shaheen just said about what the lady just said. Islam allows something else, right? Put the religion aside. The community has actually turned Islam into their own, what they want, don't they? Because in Islam, women have got a lot of freedom, right? And it's just the community that's not allowing it. But then again, are we going to just blame the men for that? Let's be honest here, Millie. We can't do that because I have seen what girls have done as well. But this guy is quite bad because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the way he's boasting about himself on the video. It's quite sickening, to be honest, and it's quite scary.
Can I just say, right, do you know one thing that I do not actually tolerate? Now, in Islam, right, from what I know, it says men and women are equal, right? Now, you have the Sharia Council, Sharia law, whatever it is. They want to put their own rule out that men is men will be superior than women and all that stuff. So this has been going on for years. This is not just going on for years, right? So the thing is that the women have basically, they put themselves down and think, you know what, we don't have rights. We don't have these rights, and you know we're not allowed it, and they're not allowed it because I'll be honest with you, I've been in that situation where I was actually put down by the Sharia Council myself. I actually held my ground, and the thing is that it's sad because in actual Islam they show that men and women are equal, but in regards to this guy or the men that are out there that are doing this is going on to something else next level because they're not even doing a muta or you know or an Islamic marriage or whatever it is, and they're not even doing that temporary Islamic marriage that you know that they can do.
But also saying that, Millie,
they're doing it. I'll tell you something. What they do, these men. They're doing it is because they need to feed their insecurities.
Yeah.
Okay? They need to feed their insecurities because they like the perception of a woman. They like that feeling of a woman feeling shit about themselves. Right? They feed off that. They do. They love being negative. So they'll use them, abuse them, make them feel like shit. And that gives them power. That gives them power. You know, but do you know
that
what?
is deep. That is very deep.
Now. Women are catching up.
That is very deep. Yeah.
You know,
that's very very spot on.
It is.
You know what the funny thing is? I was talking to somebody else, and they were telling me that this is now the era for the women to educate, that the vibration, the energy that's around the world at the moment is the women are empowered, they're becoming educated, they're knowing these things. They're now saying, you know what, don't agree with it, this is not right. How come you are allowed to do X, Y, and Z? How comes you're allowed forward? How come you're allowed to leave me for another woman? How come you're allowed to have sex openly?
No, I think I'm not going to go into the religion part at all, because I think there's reasons for the 4 wives. I'm not going to go into that deepness anyway. But what Millie just said is that women are actually sort of educating them. But remember, Millie, what you just actually said something so deep. Our women, even though they were part of the religion and culture that we talk about, but only the men were educated about it, or sort of they picked what they want to do, like the 4 wife things, and do what they like. Women are actually reading into their rights now, because they've snapped out of it. Like you said, that when you went to the imam to get your nikah and he didn't let you do it, he didn't let you do the khula, right? I know girls that are still trying to fight for it, and they're still in the same situation for 15 years. See, I know exactly where you're coming from, you see. And this is why it's so important that the girls come out there, read the book for themselves, look at what their rights are, because men are not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Like you said.
I've just had a message from another lady. She basically said that what they did was they only, because what they did was they were biased with the education when it came down to women. So they only told the women what the women needed to know, whereas in the men were about 4 or 5 steps ahead of the women.
So this is what gets me angry. We're going to go. I don't want the topic to go to the other side. Who are responsible? Our fathers, our uncles, our grandfathers. Why did they not educate their daughters and so forth? Yeah, and then the women didn't educate the women. So let's just bring it. Let's get some reality check here. Yeah, it's our mother's fault. I'm going to blame her straight, because the Islamic points that she's talking about, the nikah, half the girls don't even know their rights during the nikah time.
No.
I didn't even know what a nikah was.
There you go. Neither did I.
You know,
I didn't even know what a nikah was.
If we're going to talk about this, there's so much impact on dowry, but they don't talk about meher.
No, but listen, let's not get down there.
I think these fuckboys should actually start giving dowry. Do you know that? Start buying the girl. You know, it'll probably make them penniless.
Absolutely, man. They're literally. I couldn't agree more. When we know, if we find out that we are now being burdened with their son who's a fuckboy, I want every penny for me to be taking care of this child.
But do you know what it is though? I think that these can I be honest with you, right? Now these boys, I'm going to say boys because they're not men, right? Men don't do that, right? So first of all, these men are very immature. Their mind is immature. If they're in their 30s and they're still doing it, God help them. Yeah. Because they are immature. And the thing is that what I find is that they are either mentally disturbed in their head, or they have some issue that's going
ego trip
way back. Because what they do not understand is that if someone was to do that to their sister or their nieces or anything like that, how would they feel? But they don't care.
Do you know what? Should I be honest with you, Billy? I don't think they're going to care. I don't think they're going to care.
These men, they do not have any emotions. They do not.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. Look, I've been through it myself. And I've had that experience. But you know what? In one sense, I'm so glad I did. Do you know why? Because it made me such a tough woman that I just thought, you know, I can actually smell one. I can actually sniff them out and say, do you know what? I can read you like a book, you know. And the thing is that these type of men do not have any. They do not try at all, because all they want to do is cause negative impact on your emotions. How bad is that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Question to Aria now. I just want to ask Aria, what is her perspective on this? How do you think we can go around educating our sisters about this from men like them?
Again, I think, like what you said, it's down to mothers. They have to actually take responsibility and actually try to pass on some wisdom to their daughters, because look, these kind of things, it doesn't happen overnight. You need to create a relationship with your kids where, first of all, there's trust and openness, so they need to feel that they can come to you and talk about certain things that you might not want to hear as a mother, but you're going to need to create a space where your kids can come to you and actually tell you the truth, because we have to remember as well that the way that we were raised is not the same world that our kids are growing up in. So we have to adapt and actually not be judgmental.
Yeah,
absolutely. you
do
said.
what they want to do. What we need to do to accompany them and actually give them the tools to hopefully make the right choices. But we can't be upset if they don't do what we would do, because they are their own people. It's
Absolutely.
very, look, for me, I had to learn that my daughter and my son were not me. So that means that they're gonna choose differently from me.
Yeah,
And
the
what I
individuals,
have to do is accept them as individuals, respect their choices, and actually try to put myself in their shoes and try to see things their way. That helps tremendously in terms of building trust. And then you have to be open and honest about your own mistakes. Because look, if with my daughter, the way I've done it, I've been very open about all the mistakes that I've done, through my life. I told her about, the bad choices that I've made, and I told her, all I can hope for you is for you to learn from my mistakes and not repeat them.
Yeah.
But it has to be a place of honesty. It has to come. You have to be vulnerable with your kids too, and to say, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. What I do know is that I love you, and that I'm going to do my hardest for you to not repeat my mistakes.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to tell our girls that whatever it is that they do.
Do you know what? Sorry to cut you off there. I completely agree with what you're saying, because when I was growing up in my household, we weren't told why we're not supposed to do something, which made us very curious to go and do it. Do you understand?
So, I 100% agree with you. No, exactly. This is the thing. It's a lack of honesty and openness.
Yeah. So you'd be like,
when they say, Shaheen, when they say, look, when they turn around, they go, oh, look, we have a tradition here, and we have to carry our tradition, and we should carry our culture. It's embedded in us. Okay, let's, we dress certainly, we eat in a certain way, we like certain foods. I think we need to make a tradition out of this conversation today. We need to filter and drip it into our generations about these conversations that we're having today, and how we can actually send, like me as a mother to my daughter, and vice versa, carry on. I think we as sisters have to do this now, because our parents and mothers and grandmothers didn't do it for some reason. I don't know what happened to that generation, because they just must have switched off or something, and the men just took over.
Can I just say, do you know the things about tradition? And I mean, I understand why people want to keep them, but when a tradition...
No. I'm not talking about tradition like what we're talking about, like tradition like clothes. I'm saying we should... What we're talking about today, we should make this our habit now. And like you said, be open with our children. Make it so embedded in our kids that we talk to our daughters about the safetiness, and give them awareness. Like this guy, his video, I'm going to make it viral for him as well, because he's actually educating our sisters out there. Like I said, we need to do this conversation with our girls.
Have you guys noticed as well on social media, especially TikTok, there that actually are educating the younger generation. They're teaching them narcissists. I didn't know what a narcissist was until I came by one. I just experienced that, and I was thinking, what type of behaviour is that? And now I think, but you know what it is? I think the children now are a lot more educated.
But no. I think they're very much open. And there's a lot of information out there.
I think, but the reason being is that because us mothers in the generation now, because we've experienced things, because our parents were not open with us, so we are wanting to change that for our next generation, for our children, which is now happening. Yeah.
Now, keeping in mind
that for him actually, saying what he does. It's like, oh, actually, do you know what? Actually, thank you very much for sharing that, because now what's going to happen? There's going to be uproar of women saying, do you know what? We actually recognise these type of behaviours now, and we're not going to fall for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and so, round of applause to him for guiding us women. Because he might think he's, or
that macho,
whatever.
and
But do you know what? He's actually, do you know what? People will probably recognise him by his eyes. Exactly.
Like literally, there's a campaign going on. Like the girls have gone, we're gonna boycott him. Like literally,
there you go.
And you know what? I'll tell you a little secret. Not a secret, but basically, what happened was a couple of months ago.
Secret on the radio, Shaheen.
How is it? So basically, do you know what? I put my hands out there. So what happened was this one guy, very good looking. He's a model. He's actually a model, and he's married. He's got wife who was pregnant with their second kid. And what this guy was doing, going on dating sites and meeting different girls from all around the UK. The guy lived in Manchester, but he went all around the UK meeting girls and sleeping with them, but also abusing them for their money. So taking them for their money. What happened was, as I was doing, I put up a post, and it was just a random TikTok. I don't know why. I woke up and I don't know what energy I was feeling. I wanted to put it out that those men who abuse and take money from single mothers are absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong, because you're taking food away from a child. So about 6 different girls messaged me. Right? They're like, "Oh my God, this is what's happened to me," and they gave me their story. And then I was like, you know what? All the stories are actually the same. And then I asked them all individually, "What's the guy's name? Can you show me a picture?" And it was the same guy with all these 6 women. So what I decided to do was put them in a group chat, and I said, "Okay, well, we're gonna have to do something about it." Right. So from there, they came on the group chat. We all made a group together, and we shut him down because he was big on TikTok. He was huge on TikTok. He was literally doing the things that he was doing and then he's probably done it to over 50, 60
I'm
girls.
glad you made that point. Shaheen, because this is what I'm so happy you made this point, because ladies, and to our listeners, and can you just please give the number out before I actually make the point?
Absolutely.
Shaheen.
Second, let me just make sure that I get the correct number, because I was like, I memorized it, but the number is 079 444 31366. That's 079 444 31366. We've got Unitify, host Shaheen, Millie, Ira, Unitify, and we're on Bless Radio. So please visit our website as well, which is www.blessradio1.com. That's www.blessradio1.com. Please carry on, Unitify.
Right, Shaheen, the actual point you just made, this is the thing I've said from day one, and I hope God, this is going to be a movement now, is when we sisters say it as it is and don't be enablers and don't hide what we think. Oh, that he's with me, I'm not going to tell anybody now. I know he's got a wife, or I'm going to keep it quiet. No. You go out there and you say it. And then you will see these men, they will come back on their tracks. I know they're going to hate me for this, but this is the way to do it, because they know women hide things.
Yeah, because we want them so much. Because again, it's
no,
not we. But I'm just saying, it's a lack of education. Women have been. What I'm trying to say, hear my point.
Yeah, I know what you mean, babes. Yeah,
like our lives, we grew up watching Disney films and Bollywood movies. Yeah, and we've watched. Oh, Raj is gonna come, or Prince Charming is gonna come, and he's gonna rescue us, and that's all we know. That's all we know.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes.
Very good point, because we need to stop thinking that a man will save us. We can only the guy to define us, to complete us, or for anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not desired, it's needed.
Exactly.
Sorry. On an equal footing. We can't just expect a guy to come in to save us. From what? From life? No.
Exactly.
I'll tell you this thing. Going back to how we shut this guy down, even though I got a woman to, all these women empowered and got them together to shut him down. There was still a few girls who were like, "No, but he's mine now," and you're like, you're missing the point. Because he was this Prince Charming who came on this horse, they're like, "Yeah, but he's with me now." We're like, you're missing the point. You're arguing with us. You should be on this side. He's got a wife and kids. You're a stupid.
The day we do that, trust me, things will change.
When you stand together as a firm, no one's gonna break that barrier. But you still have those women who are still enabling that barrier because they're so weak and still believe in this. He's fine though.
Remember what I said to you, Shaheen, on the previous conversation? They have a man code. And I said, until we don't make the woman code, we will never be empowered the way we want it to be. It will be just a collective 10, 20, 30, 40, or maybe 1,000 women getting together and believing in this and having the same vision. But I'm sorry, this has to go global.
Yeah, they have set the game. Now let's show them how it's played.
I agree with you, darling. I love you, by the way, Aria.
Absolutely. No, I think Aria is just phenomenal, and Millie, of course. Aria, your points are so, you hit the nail on the mark, and you actually speaking what's on my mind right now. and you're just expressing it exactly what I've been trying to do for a whole year when I jumped on TikTok. For a whole year, it's obviously taken me, a whole year to get an army of 67% of women supporting me now. If I could get more than that, we could help so many women. Like Arya said in the beginning of the show, she said, we don't want to play victim anymore. We're not. We want you to we want you to make the choices yourself, but make sure you're making the right choices.
And also keeping in mind, right?
The
Keeping in mind.
experiment with the 100 monkeys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Have you? Do you know what I'm talking about when I said the experience with monkeys?
I don't know that one.
Well, basically, you have some scientists who wanted to see if they could teach monkeys how to behave in a certain way back in Japan, where they needed to wash the fruits before eating them because they were toxic, right? So they started teaching 1 monkey, 2 monkeys, and after 100 monkeys, naturally, the entire tribe of monkey started to wash the fruits.
Wow.
So basically, what they discovered is that socially, and we are social animals, what we need to do is educate at least 100 women, and this 100 women will then, carry on the message.
Carry on the legacy, yeah.
So we are the army of 100 monkeys right now.
No.
In the making.
This goes back to what Aska was saying when she said, I blame mothers. But don't forget that the reason why certain women, like, for example, my generation and before mine, we were all following our mother's footsteps. So when mother said, "Oh, if your husband's doing this, forgive him. If he's doing this to you, just bite your tongue. He's your husband or he's your partner. You have to deal with it." And that's why we grew up dealing with this. You understand? Now is the time, what Arya is saying, where we have to now teach the new generation to be those monkeys to wash the fruits.
Oh, trust me, we'll be washing more than fruits.
Now let's go back to what this guy was saying. Now, obviously, he went more into depth with it. So we tried to establish, why does he have this lack of empathy towards women? Like, we can face it, narcissists do not have feelings. They have no remorse, right? But he said, all my life I have seen women the word he said was enablers. I saw my mom let my dad get away with things. I saw my mom get beaten by my dad, and that was okay. And I grew up, I went to college, I saw girls allowing guys to touch them inappropriately, and I thought, okay, it's acceptable. He said, I saw girls allow guys to talk to them, and they would speak to them behind their parents' back on the phone, thinking that the parents got him. So he thought, okay, cool, they're used to it. So if I go now and abuse a woman now, it doesn't matter, because they're used to it and they're okay with it.
You see, Shaheen, this is where I disagree and agree with you to a certain point. I do understand in your life you go through such turmoil that it has an effect on you, okay? Let's put the people that take drugs, let's put them to the side. Let's talk about mental health issues. No,
this guy does take drugs, by the way. He does take drugs.
What I'm saying is that people with these kind of severe issues, let's put these people to one side, right? This is a normal guy, and he's saying what he's actually saying, oh, I've seen this happening, blah, blah. There comes a point in your life, Shaheen, right? You have to take a stand and stop the blame game. And you have to take into consideration and your consequences have to be taken in, and you have to start saying, like, you know what, I'm going to change. I have to stop doing this, because they know, whoever it is, they know somewhere deep down that what's right and wrong, but they still choose to take the wrong path, and they yet have the audacity to blame. I had this childhood, and I had this, and I had this. I'm not saying it does not affect you. Of course it does. It does affect you, but then you're talking about, there comes a point, come on, you're going to be 70, 80, and you're still going to start saying, I'm blaming the upbringing. I saw girls doing this, and I seen girls doing that, and I seen guys, so I'm going to go out there and abuse every woman that I meet.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what is not okay. That is exactly what is not okay.
I mean, he's admitting himself, he knows it's wrong and he's still doing it. I mean, something quite sick about this. It's just like, if you're committing a crime and you know exactly what you're doing, what kind of person are you?
Exactly, Aria.
He's basically blaming women for allowing something to carry on. But at the same time, he doesn't take any responsibilities for his actions, and I think he's a pathetic human being.
Sister Aria, he even turned the comment that you made. He goes, well, once they give it to me, then they have to deal with the consequences. I don't. He was bragging.
Well,
He
look,
had to
when
do
he
with it.
gets syphilis, I'd like to see how he doesn't deal with the consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, right now I'm just trying to say that it's so easy for them to blame the woman, and he openly was going, well, she gave it to me, or even though I manipulated her, even he's bragging. He goes, even though I manipulated her, even though I groomed her, even though I told her what she wanted to hear, well, she gave it to me, so now I'm going to call her derogatory names.
Well, he's a chauvinist, and I think that someone needs to teach him a lesson or two, because we can't tolerate that kind of behavior. Look, he finds girls to do what he's doing. Look, for me, it's down to choices. If women to do what he does and basically have sex with everything that moves, but it's a choice, and she handles herself and she's happy with what she's doing, fine, it's a choice. We don't have to agree, it's her choice, and vice versa. Now, for him to go around and brag about abusing women, that's a situation, because
it's quite dangerous.
It is dangerous, because look, especially now, with social media and how people are basically catfishing each other, there's always the risk of pedophilia, young girls being taken advantage of, and we can't just allow men like him to say, well, she gave it to me. No. There's a responsibility here that he needs to take, and we have to hold people accountable. Look, people do what they want to do as long as it's consensual. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have to agree with it, but it's choice. Now,
but he's actually targeting
it's a cycle of abuse. And this, for me, is basically, he's being a predator, a sexual predator. And we should fight for laws to be a lot more stringent. We should call it what it is, which is, sexual grooming and abuse.
And not just that.
We have to stop allowing men to get away with it, and women to be forever labeled.
And not just that. Hold on, not just that.
The thing is, Sister Aria, he used the word, he said, I pray on one woman.
Okay,
he said
that's fine.
It's a crime. I mean, it's a crime. Look, there are laws in the UK in place, but I think as women, as activists, I think we need to fight a lot harder to make sure that women are protected in the way that they deserve. And right now there's a culture where it's okay. There's almost a free license, like, do whatever. There are no consequences. Well, look, the only thing actually tell them what there are consequences, and it's called jail.
Yeah, but you know what, Aria, having said that, and I agree with totally what you just said, but you got to keep one thing in mind here. He's actually going on live and saying what he's saying. I know we're saying, okay, good, we're going to learn from this, but he's got the audacity to actually come and film himself and talk to people and and say, I'm doing this. That in itself should be actually banned.
Yeah,
I agree. It's
right. Hold on a minute. I think we got Bless coming on.
Yeah.
Hi, Bless. Are you there?
Yeah. I don't agree. I don't agree with that last statement there. I don't think they should ban it at all.
You got to cut off again. You got to cut off again, dear.
All right. I don't agree with that last statement. I don't think they should ban that.
Ban what?
What that guy said.
No, I'm not saying that.
All right, cool. Look, I get to the thing then.
He's got audacity
to do what?
He's come on and said what he said.
Yeah.
So now for us, right, I think it's good. We know we're going to educate ourselves with this, but then it shouldn't become a norm that men can still come out and say these things whenever they feel like it. It's not good. No.
The man's telling you the truth,
Oh, yes.
He is telling you the truth.
He's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
And you all are saying that he's wrong for telling you the truth.
No, we didn't say that.
He's wrong for bragging about preying on young girls.
All right, then.
That's not right.
Cool.
And look, he's doing it, and women are allowing it.
All right,
but
women
for the
are
guy
allowing
to brag about it and to basically, flex,
Yeah,
saying I can do what I do and I get away with it, I have a problem with, because he shouldn't get away with it.
Okay.
You can't prey on people and use them as objects and throw them away and think that it's the right behavior. It's not tolerable.
All right.
You don't do this to people.
All right. You see, this is why men do these things.
Okay, hold on.
This is why men do what they do, right? You lot was talking for a whole hour. Yeah, I sat down here from the beginning of the show for the whole hour, and I listened to every word that you all said. Yeah, and now I'm starting to talk.
No, it's okay. Go on.
Because that's women, innit? That's just a woman, innit? So anyway.
Okay. No,
You see?
I'm muting myself. Carry on.
Right. So no, I'm just trying.
Okay, let's hear what you have to say, Bless.
Alright then. Right.
Yes.
Someone, I've got some
Everyone
points.
stay quiet.
No, you don't have to stay quiet. You can talk on each point that I'm going to put to you. Yeah. There's a lot of things being thrown at the man. I'm not saying what the man is doing is wrong or what he's doing is right. I actually watched the thing. Yeah. For you ladies' information, I watched the thing. Yeah. And the guy is saying something that is very valuable to all of you women who think you can go out there and just get a man, any man. He says a lot of things that should directly teach you women a lesson. I'm not saying all the women are in the wrong, because there is some vulnerable women that kind of get caught up in the thing, but the majority who are now like you guys there, thank him for opening your eyes. Because if he didn't, there's not many men going to come forward and do this. I'm not giving him praises for what he's done, but he's actually opened your eyes to the real thing. And everybody, and people want to gun him down and have him down, and he's telling you.
That's what they're saying.
Right. Anyway, my points now. What make man like that in the first place? Why is that man like that in the first place? Nobody doesn't even know.
Don't bring this up, Bless.
Yes, I am bringing it up.
Bless, this is gonna be a fight. Nah, that's not fair. I know where you're going.
Nah,
listen to me. It makes sense. It can't be just one-sided. Yeah, I'm not saying what the guy's doing is right, but it can't be just one-sided, like bun him, slap him, kick him down, and the man them like that. But as you lot said earlier on, there are also women out there that use man just the same. But that's not a big ooh-ah with the man them. You know how much women use man for their money, living in mansions because this man's got money. Yeah, on TV, wearing expensive clothes because look how much women marry older men because they got millions. Women don't complain there.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Women ain't complaining there. They're not saying, "Oh, look at that poor old man, and she's taking him for all his money." No one ain't saying nothing there. Quiet.
Right, Bless.
See? So that's number one. Hold on,
Repeat that again.
I'm saying.
Repeat it again.
I'm saying, when these women go out there and marry like millionaires who could be their father's age, and we can see blatantly that this girl, this is just the money thing. No women ain't complaining then. You don't hear nobody on Twitter and Instagram saying, "Oh, she's using him for his money and she's a pimp," and no one ain't saying nothing when the woman is doing it. And it's all over Hollywood, all over the media, everywhere you go. These women are with rich men just for their money. Yeah, I think it's more popular than the man them with the girls for their money. Women.
Trust me, I don't think no guy will take a girl on board.
No, it's just an example of the
He knows it's his own way of getting that girl.
No, can I just say something, right? Listen, this is going to another topic.
No, it's not.
Those type of women who engage in that type of things, they have actually come to a mutual agreement with that guy.
No, he hasn't. No, she hasn't.
They've actually come to a mutual agreement to actually allow those things to happen.
What mutual agreement? This guy can barely catch up with her in bed.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah, sugar daddy. This guy can't. This guy cannot.
Look.
Ladies, this man.
Let me finish. Let me make a point, please. What I'm talking about, and I was talking about this earlier, when a relationship is consensual, when people go into a relationship knowing exactly what they're getting, what the rules of the games are, it's absolutely fine. We don't need to judge, regardless of whether or not we agree with the situation. We're not in that relationship, therefore we have no right whatsoever to judge. Whether it's a sugar daddy situation, whether a man is actually just, having friends with benefits with a girl, as long as it's consensual and people have an understanding, that's fine.
Because
we're talking about a guy going around under pretenses that I have a problem with. Now,
the man them know what I'm talking about, yeah? The real man them know what I'm talking about.
It's a situation of abuse. That is wrong, regardless of the men doing it or the women doing it. So I disagree with you when you say that,
When I say what?
All women out there that enable men to behave in the way that they do, and that somewhat women have created having a vagina.
No,
Okay?
I'm not. I'm not. You see.
Now listen, I need to
You
finish
see, the
that
best
point.
defense is
That's what I'm
attack.
talking about. Men keep talking over us. What I'm saying
Do
is,
not talk for an hour.
when a man get into a relationship with a woman under false pretenses, I'm going to fight for that girl and say that's not right. The man is responsible. He needs to check himself. Now, when a girl does the same, she needs to check herself. But I refuse to sit here and have a guy to say that somewhat the woman is the instigator when she's the victim here. Now,
No, we're not. Yeah, I know, but you're not letting. You see,
but don't tell me that when a fuck
see
goes
what I mean?
around making
Man,
false
them, you're
promises to a
listening.
woman,
I don't even get to say one question, and look what's going on.
Okay, thank you. All right, okay, Ariane.
All right, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've only started. We're only reasoning. Yeah, we're all reasoning here, but automatically I'm getting attacked by just making my first point. Yeah, right?
No, it's not you.
No, but I'm just saying no. But the people who are listening, they know. The man them know. The man them know what I go on. Yeah. So what is it? I'm not defending
No,
what
but you're going on to completely different topic.
No, I'm not.
Different
How could you say
You're
that?
not going on about that actual video. You're not going on about fuckboy. You're going on about something different.
No, I'm not going on about.
Bless, I appreciate what you're saying, and we will talk about those women in a bit. At the moment, we're talking about those guys who purposely.
I am talking about them
women,
guys, but I am talking about them guys. But when you was talking about them guys, you was also talking about family and marriage and all these other things what had nothing to do with the guy. So I'm just giving you an example of a scenario. I'm not saying this is the guy. I'm just saying this is what media puts out there. Yeah, are that. Do you know what I mean? I told you from the beginning when I started. I'm not saying the guy's right in what he's doing. Right? I'm saying, but there's also women out there in the media, in your face, with old man that can't do nothing with them, and you can blatantly know that these women are using man for money, but nobody's saying anything about that.
Can I interrupt?
So that was just an example.
But this is what social media is promoting, these kind of women. But what these men are doing is making vulnerable women and putting them into that category.
I know that.
Social media is promoting women who do those things. These are people who are getting high class money to do that. Do you understand? They're getting paid loads of money, bucks, to do that. So what you see out there is not real. It's fake. But how are you gonna?
Why the diamonds round her neck ain't fake? The diamonds right now, neck ain't fake. The Rolls Royce ain't fake. And when she leaves that man, she gets half of what he's got. That's not fake.
I'm not saying it's fake in that sense, but
okay.
Right. So
I think the conversation is getting diverted.
No, it's not. All it is that I've got a couple of points.
What it is, darling, what I'm trying to say is that the gentleman that we're talking about and his actions, what I'm finding to be quite scary and dangerous for vulnerable young girls especially, he's boasting to the fact that, you know what, I will go out there and I will target vulnerable sisters. I will text 50 to 100 women and see
he's praying.
One that
he's
replies
praying on women. That's what you said. He's preying on those vulnerable women.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I heard all of that.
He's not
very dangerous.
He's not going for women who are like those girls who want that chauvinistic lifestyle.
He probably won't be able to even afford it. Yeah, you know what I mean? He probably won't be able to even afford it. But you can't afford those type of women. Yeah, that's why he goes. That's why the way that he is and his mentality, the way that he is just scum.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's good.
And this is what I'm going to go back to what Bless said here. You can't put the two together because, like she said, like Millie said, he's a scum. He's now attacking vulnerable women. What's that got to do with those women who are chauvinistic and pretentious, who want the Rolls Royce and the gold diamonds?
Right.
They have allowed that. That's a willing.
Exactly. They've allowed that to happen. But those vulnerable women haven't.
All right.
Not. Exactly.
All right.
That's got to do with
that's what
we're being raped.
All right. Listen.
Exactly.
All right. I said that as an example. Yeah. And that was just leading. That was just leading. That was just leading. That was the higher scale. But you see, on the normal level, women do use man for their money. Yeah? I just went to the extreme a minute ago. Yeah? So on the level, I'm just saying women do use men for their money. Yeah? And do the same kind of hustling what this brother's doing. Yeah? but nobody ain't saying nothing when the women do it. So I'm just saying, I'm not backing the guy. I'm just giving you some examples of maybe when a man's in a relationship and he's really honest with a woman, and then she cheats on him over and over and over again, or she uses him for his money, and he's a good guy, yeah, and she rips him off and uses him, and he loses his house and everything. What kind of guy will he end up being in the end?
But did she prey on him? Did she prey on him?
No,
and
but
prey on
he
other
may
girls
become a
as well?
predator. He may become a predator because of what's happened to him. So this is why I said to you, but the example of the women using the rich man, but on the road thing is a woman can. Your rich is what you have.
I don't think this guy is a predator because somebody used and abused him. He was a predator from the beginning, from his upbringing,
Right.
because it was the lack of education from his mother and his father.
Did he say that? Did he say that?
Okay, guys.
Did he say that? Did he say that?
Is the reason why he's doing what he's doing. It's still wrong. You can't justify
I'm
a
not
wrong
justifying
behavior
it.
by saying that somewhat the guy was traumatized by another bad person. You can't do that.
No, listen. Women, when a woman, have you heard of a saying, a woman scorned?
Yeah.
Right. What would a woman scorned do? How would she treat other men?
Obviously, she's hurt, so she's going to be brutal towards them, 100%. But again,
okay. Now we're getting
that's
somewhere.
the same thing that I think he's trying to say.
Now
about
we're
men.
getting somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a root to all of this.
Better.
Right? There's a root
but
to...
innocent people are suffering.
What?
Because scorned.
Yeah, but when a woman's scorned, she don't care what the guy's like.
Yeah, but that's 1% of there's 99% of women who are not like that. That's a percentage.
Right. So remember this. I'm showing compassion for the women that's happened to, but I'm opening up the box so we can see the whole picture that women also do this to men.
So have you considered then, following your logic, that the one that are going for the sugar daddy have been preyed upon by guys like the fuckboy that we're talking about, and that therefore they turn into maniac, trying to get men for everything that they've got?
No,
and therefore that's all right.
No, that's just a high.
You can't justify a bad behavior
going
by
back to
saying
that
that
again.
somewhat society made them do it.
No, that's just a higher level example. I just went to the highest example I could think of. Then I went back down to earth to say, well, on the road now, girls do that.
But just because you have a choice in life, though, Bless. Just because something bad has happened to you, that don't mean you got inflicted on other harmless people.
Everybody's
you can't
different.
do that. You can't say if she's scorned,
right.
that's her problem. If you're scorned as a man, that's a you problem. You need to go get therapy, sort your life out. You know what? And it's
It might not
unfortunate,
be
and we're
like
very
that.
sorry that's happened to you. But you don't do it to other innocent people.
We know this, but there's men out there that are like rapists and all of these things. They're doing it to innocent victims. They don't care who the person is. They don't care. Yeah, it's just something that's in them, and they just got to do it. They don't care what you look like or your background. It's just like a buzz or adrenaline or something that they got to keep doing. So if a woman is, I'm not saying a woman is easy. I'm thinking some of these women are very, very vulnerable that he's dealing with, and that, I think it's a bad thing. But at the same time, we have to look at what makes people like that in the first place. Men are like that and women are like that. This guy just come out and told us the real deal. Yeah? But would a woman come out and say that? Would a woman come out and say all the bad things she's done to men and how she hustles them? They'll call her a prostitute and a hoe.
Yeah, you've got girls like Cardi B that do that openly.
Women don't come out not like him. Woman ain't gonna come and say, yeah, I'm using man for money, I'll do this, I'll bring them to the club, I'll make them think they're gonna get something.
The rapper Cardi B openly has said that she admitted that she robbed men for money.
Yeah, the guy's doing the same thing. This guy's teaching us all a lesson. And that's what I look at the whole thing. That's why I'm saying it's a good thing that he's come forward and done this, because a lot of women out there are not saying they're not respecting themselves, but they are vulnerable. They are vulnerable. They're very vulnerable. And now they've got to know that there's a jungle out there. Are you forgetting there's a jungle out there?
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is...
I agree with you, Bless, that I have a son. You get me? I have a son. And I wouldn't want any woman to use my son. And my son's raised in a good, well-behaved manner. He's a good boy. And he's a giving boy, you know?
Before you go forward, Shaheen, sorry to cut you off, darling, but I'm going to have to say bye to my guest, Millie, because she has to go. So thank you for joining in, Millie and Aria.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much for the participation. Thank you, my darling. Bye.
All right.
Appreciate it. But yeah, so bless in that sense. Like, I have a son, and I wouldn't want anybody to, because they've been scorned. Now they're gonna come use my innocent son because he's a giving guy. So I get where you're coming from. Like, I wouldn't want that happening.
Right, but I'm gonna tell you something just to cut you. You see that son that you bring up, as good and as loving as you bring him up and teach him all the right paths and everything, a woman can mash that down.
I know.
The love of a woman can throw that out the window. If she uses him and abuses him because he's such a good heart and she hurts him. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Now he's going to be on the wolf path because his mum never brought him up like this. That would be the last. He done everything right in the book. And he went out there and the girl cheated on him. How's he going to end up? What kind of guy is he going to have respect for women now?
Now we need to start telling them that there are women like that and there are men like that as well,
That's the thing. So so the brother.
Yeah, people need to stop playing games with each other. That's the whole thing, isn't it?
Right. So I'm just showing you because I know good men that were good men one time, and because of women, them man they turn into some of the baddest man I know, because of women changed them. Yeah, hurt them, cheated on them, took their money. You know what I mean? Cheated on them with their best friend. All these little things. Man just turned different after that.
Yeah, but this is where we now have to say, look, if those things have happened to you, it's now, it's happened. It's life. It happens. You're not the only one. It happens to millions and millions of people out there.
Yeah.
So instead of turning into a bad man, instead of turning into a rapist, instead of turning into a womanizer, and same thing with women, why don't you heal and say, look, it's happened. Bad things happen to good people. But don't change who you are.
Yeah, I hear you. And I agree with everything you're saying. But I'm also looking at why is people like that? Is it the woman? Is it the women them that's making this guy do this? Is it because he finds this an easy prey? You know what I mean? What is it? What's making a man do this in the first place? Because one day...
Or he could just be sick in the head.
I don't think he's sick in the head. Sometimes man them is young.
I think he is.
But when man them is young, man them want to play out there in the jungle.
There are some guys, bless, who are sick in the head, man.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them.
Yeah, I hear that still. I hear that.
Also, the reason why I say this is also from a child. Sometimes your parents could be fine, and what they do is they watch very graphic pornography.
Ah.
Yeah.
In that pornography, the women are being spat on, urinated on, thrown about, pulled hair.
No respect. No respect.
Exactly. So they're watching this graphic pornography.
But he don't seem to be that kind of guy. You know what I mean? He's not that kind. He's not. I don't think he's that deep into it. I mean, he's out there doing his thing, whining, dining, boom, take what he wants and he's gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but the thing is...
Yeah, he came across like that, you're right.
Right.
Yeah,
he's not actually beating them.
He watches pornography.
Yeah, but there's, so is it the woman's fault?
It's only when we start speaking to these girls now, this is where we're going, only when you start speaking to his victims, and then we'll ask him, okay, how can he be intimate with you?
All right.
And that's when we know that he choked, he pulled hair.
All right. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say one thing, yeah? And I'm going to make you answer this, yeah? This guy is sitting down there talking all of this thing. You got two guys in the video talking this thing, yeah? Hear me now. So when I'm listening to this brother and I'm looking at the video, what do I see? I see this guy talking this thing and I see a girl sitting there with makeup on in a nightie with two man them.
Yeah. Generations change.
Oh, now it's down to generation.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Are you seeing my point now? Would you? All right, Shaheen. All right, Shaheen, would you do that?
Not really. I wouldn't be in my 90. No.
Why not?
Or I'll have the camera.
Why not?
Because that's just I'm not out there trying to get their attention. I'm out there trying to spread the message.
Right, so that means everybody's targeting the brother and ain't clocking what's going on the other side. No one ain't talking about that. Imagine if that was your hey, hey, listen, don't can't talk to me. If that was your daughter,
talking about that specific dressing.
I'm not having a go at the woman, you know. I'm not having a go at the woman. I'm just trying to state the logic of,
because he's empowering the conversation so much, right? That the focus is really on what he's saying, and the people are quite thinking, "Oh my God!" But yes, when you watch the clip 3-4 times, then you start thinking, "Why is she sitting like this? Why is she pulling her scarf or her t-shirt down?"
All right, but remember this, you know. It's late at night. I had to look properly, you know. This girl's got her makeup on. In her nightie,
I know, it's a lot of things, yeah.
In her nightie, talking to two men about this. Listen to me. You supposed to be wrapped up. That's number one. You understand? So even looking at that whole thing, I'm saying, well, the guy's bragging and the guy's this and the guy's that. The girl's supposed to, she shouldn't even be in her nightie. But no one is saying anything about that. Like, that's okay. That's not okay. That is not okay. So we talk about the girl in her nightie.
All right, let's talk. Do you know what? At the end, okay, fine, fair enough.
You see now.
I know the girl. I know the girl.
Point, bless.
Since I knew the girl.
No, Shaheen, don't talk about her.
I just want to say that's just the way she's always dressed. Like, not in her nightie.
Okay. Talking to man them like that. Talking to those kind of man. That's how you're always gonna dress.
The guy on top.
You see my point, though.
They're best friends. The guy on top is best friends with the girl. The guy that came on the live, both of them don't know him.
Right.
He's just someone who's out there, comes as a guest, trying to show off. So I know that girl. I'm not a fan of hers. Don't get me wrong, but she's always dressed very, modern. That's just the way Fiona is.
So her show, basically her platform. That's how she dressed for all her platform then.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, well that's my bad. I didn't know that. That's
just the way. She's a very we've gone on holiday together. I've seen the.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know that. That's how she dresses for her platform. So that is a thing for. I didn't know that.
Like that. That's just her. I mean, if she could go sleep with makeup on, she would. That's her on.
No, I'm not worried about the makeup.
That's what makes her happy.
But are you seeing my point though? I didn't know that's how she dresses for her platform. Yeah. Now, if that's how she dresses, if that's how she dresses for her platform, and I'm on the other side, me watching it for the first time the other day, what message am I picking up?
The truth is, I only gave a segment of the clip simply because my attention. My attention wasn't on the girl. My attention was on the guy. My attention was.
I'm a man. I'm a man. I already know what the brother's dealing with. My attention is on this woman sitting down there in her nightie.
There is a whole hour. The whole clip is for an hour, and there's more than one girl that appear. There's two girls that appear, and one's in her car with joggers on, like how I would be. So, each girl it dresses differently. It's unfortunate that you have now only looked at. You're not listening to what the guy is saying. You're looking at what my girl's wearing.
No, I heard what the guy said. I heard every word what the guy said. Yeah, and I know say well he's doing his thing, but at least he's got the balls to say, listen, you girls need to fix up, because there's man like me out here doing this. So you lot need to fix up so that man like me can't get to you.
What if she's doing her thing? Why is it also bad? Like, why? She's with two brothers, or she's wearing. Why? What? She's doing her thing.
If it's okay, well, I come from a different planet, and I wouldn't want my sister to be doing that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want my son to be talking like that.
You're trying to justify the two. The guy's confessing. The guy's confessing what he's doing to women to educate them about guys like him.
Wait, she is.
That guy's educating you about guys like him.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is you're looking. No, I'm not saying you are looking for it. I get that you're not, but it feels as though you're making excuses for his behavior.
No, I'm not making excuses for his behavior. But
he's a guy.
No, yeah, I'm not making no excuses. I know what the brother's on.
No, Shaheen, he's not making excuses. What he's saying, he's being quite neutral. We have to be very open about this.
The guy is wrong.
You, me, and all the girls agree. We do not like what the guy's doing.
I agree that too. I agree.
He's actually educated a lot of us now today. Yeah. I didn't know a lot of things as well.
True.
Secondly, the way this interview took place, I was thinking to myself, I'm not gonna lie to you, as a woman, I'm talking from a woman's point of view, and I may be old school, whatever you want to call it. But when I'm doing my thing on platform, you yourself, I've seen how you do things. When she's sitting there at that time, and I'm not saying anything about her, she's absolutely beautiful sister she is, yeah. But yeah, she's talking to him, right? I would be thinking, right, I'm going to be on this and get the. She was on a night dress, which I, honest to God, realised later on after listening to this guy, because my focus was on him so much, yeah. I was so annoyed. I had to watch the video 3-4 times to actually get to understand what he was saying. But then in between us, I realised, what is she saying? Why is she was actually smiling and being nice to him and everything like that, yeah? And I thought, come on, sister, now. You've got to dress in a certain way to tell him, right, look, not all girls are like that, or they don't come across like that.
All right.
Maybe like as for a man's not be Shaheen. Shaheen, I'm not against her. Honest to God, I don't care what she wears. I don't care. I'm happy.
They put the wrong girl on there. I agree with you.
Oh, they put the right girl on there. They put the right girl on there. Yeah. Why did this girl that was there? Did she stand up and say to that man, "Yo, you cannot be dealing with us like this. We're not having this.
Yeah.
You need to learn to have respect for us as women." Did she say that?
Not as much as I would have, or Unify. Or
Why did she not?
No, forget about us lot.
Yeah, but why? She's supposed to be standing up for these women, for these victims.
Not as
Just
much
like how you lot are standing up for them. Like how you lot are standing up for them. That's what she should be doing. That's what she should be doing. Not sitting there fixing up herself, making sure she look good. For who? What's this about? What's this all this about?
The point is about the guy, what he's doing, educating these guys not to think like this about women.
And you're just like that.
Agree with that.
Anyway, I've said my point. The real man them out there, you know what I'm talking about. And the real ladies, women, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah? If you women that was on this platform tonight talking about this thing, if you were sitting down there in front of that guy, you be telling him, you be representing for every woman and defending them to the maximum. You lot would be doing. I did not hear that I didn't hear that in the video. You see my point? I never heard that. That's my point.
Okay. I didn't realise that point what you just made, bless. I was so focused on that guy and I was so upset.
Yeah, but I was waiting for her. I wanted her to represent.
Yeah, I didn't realise her. I thought it was just a clip between, but maybe in the long run. I don't know if it's an hour. She's saying it's an hour. I didn't know what her reaction was like, Shaheen. Was she actually standing up?
She was sitting on her bed in a nightie, fixing up herself every minute, making sure she looked good. Right, no disrespect to her, you know. She looked nice, wonderful lady. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I was waiting for her to represent for the women them that is quite.
I only gave you a minute like I didn't give you the whole clip.
Well, send the whole thing.
Just listen to he's saying. I just said listen to.
Okay, you tell us then you tell us what did she say then?
Did she represent?
Just I will just send it over to you. My concern is not this girl. I couldn't care less. She's wearing half a clothes, 2 clothes. My concern is, okay, fair enough. She could have done more. She could have covered up. I don't really look.
No, forget about the covering.
I don't care about that. I didn't even look at the fact that he was covered up and he looked scary. You pointed out that he looked scary. He's covered up, etc., etc. I didn't even look at that. To me, what he was saying, what he was projecting, was more important.
Right. This is what I'm trying to say to you now. I don't care what she looked like. As women, I don't think we don't care. Okay, as a man, as a man, okay, I understand where he's coming from, and most men are going to look at that. Fine, I don't care about that either. She wants to do that. That's her problem, and it's up to her. But I want to ask you, because you've seen the whole video, Shaheen. What did she do? Because he spoke so much on the video. I want to know what did she do, because you've seen the whole video.
At the end of the day, I personally, like, my opinion will be, and I'll say this to the girl, if she knows me, like, I will say to her, I felt like you were the wrong person on the show, simply because she's very friendly. You see,
all right, send me the video. Send me the video.
That's not the point, Shaheen.
No, I leave it. Let's leave it now, because she's the innocent person. She's just the host. Yeah. So we're not the show. This show is not really about her. Yeah. Really and truly. But I'm just trying to show you something that this guy, that came on saying these things. I tell you, I don't know. Maybe I'm. The woman, if that's how she dressed, God bless her. I've got a lady who done the video. I ain't got nothing against you. If that's how you do your platform, that's how you do your thing. But I wouldn't let my little sister do that.
No, I get where you're coming from, and I see your point of view, because you know, at the end of the day, if you know you've got a predator online, yeah. And
Thank
as
you.
a brother, if I was a brother, I would be like, bruv, like, go put some cover up. You know what I mean? I get it. I get where
Right.
you're coming
So
from. It's
that,
natural instinct.
that's
Cover up.
natural instinct, brethren. That's
And I-
natural instinct. You know what I mean?
na-
You know,
it's natural instinct.
right. So
But
go on.
I cannot. I'm not here for her. Do you understand? Like, I didn't even. To me,
Yeah, I didn't see notice that until after a few videos.
yeah, I wasn't here for that. Like,
No, I'm not here for that, but I can't just ignore it, though.
The way she dresses, so I say nothing.
Yeah.
But
I'm here for the platform, what you lot were saying. I understand what it's all about. But that was just
Yeah.
something that I'm saying, is that not important, though?
yeah,
We're not saying that, Bless. We agree.
No, I know. That's the only reason why I brought it up, because I don't think you saw it from a man's point of view. That's
no,
all.
we did. But you see, as a woman, we
We
didn't
don't
see
think
this to be that severe. As
You
much
see-
as what the guy was doing, you see, what he was saying was quite dangerous. And he's boasting about it, you see.
He's talking
I'm
the
not-
truth. He's talking the
Yes.
truth. And
Well,
as I
then
said,
in that case,
yeah, but he's right though. Bless is right. The guy indirectly, he dug his own grave. Indirectly, he educated so many people. Whether
Thank
he
you.
meant to, whether he didn't mean to, we don't know.
That's what he
Only
did.
knows what his intentions were.
he
But
educated you
has
all.
actually- he gone viral like crazy, because he has now, that we are now looking at men, and we're now going to be, if a man's whining and dining us, we're going to be looking for this.
very skeptical, yeah.
You understand? We're going to be looking for it. But not only that, he's also ruined it for the good guys. Because now I had when I posted the video on my post, I had very innocent guys that, you know, bless him, like bless himself, where they've gone, this man has now ruined our chances, because we genuinely want to wine and dine a woman. We genuinely get to know a woman, but he's gone and done that.
All right.
And we're going to...
I got an answer to that. I got an answer to that, Saeem. I don't think he's ruined the man them chances. If the man them really want the woman, marry her. Simple. So if you're really serious about this woman, marry her. He hasn't ruined your chances. Now he's saying you lot can't play no games. If you're going to be with a woman now, you got to be prepared to marry her. Simple. That's what he's done. That's what this guy has done.
Yeah.
Which is the good thing. So all you man them thinking, oh, I want a chance with this one. What if it doesn't work out? You're gonna walk away. No, I left her and leave her damaged. I don't think so. This guy's showing all of you. If you want a woman now, you gotta marry her.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the only way she's gonna trust you now.
He's up the standards.
That's it. He's raised the standard up. He's separated the wolves from the sheep. All the players from the real man them has been separated. So now if you're really looking at wifey, you got to marry her now. The talk thing ain't going to make it. The pretty car, driving, champagne, clubs, that's not going to make it. Now you have to marry her. The women's standard has been risen to the roof because of this guy. So that's why I thank him.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you.
So, yeah, you know, that's how it is. So when I look at it like that, yeah, man, he educated me. I listened to him and I said, you know what, bro? That's been going on a long time.
Yeah, no, I get you. And I'm going to go back to, you know, what you said about the way the girl was dressed for this live. It's not like she didn't know that there was going to be somebody going to come on this. Yeah, it's true, very, very much so. As an advocate, maybe if she didn't represent it the way it should have been represented. And from a guy's point of view, I get that. But guys are protective because they know what other guys are like. So I get why you said that if that was my sister, I'd be like, why are you dressed like that if you're an advocate for women?
And what kind of women? What kind of women?
Exactly.
You get my point?
Yeah.
What kind of women are you an advocate for? Why are you...
Man, because this kind of has that mentality. You see, this kind of man has that mentality. He's going to look at her and be like, see, that's exactly the reason why I take advantage.
Thank you.
Because you're putting yourself out there.
Right, and you know what?
You see, my point is, I agree with both of you, but the other thing I'm going to say is that because it was a sensitive issue, and she knew what kind of man was coming on board, keeping, like we do platform talks, okay? We are already prepared, and we dress up in a certain way. Now, I'm not against her dressing like that. For all I care, she can go out and wear a bikini, but she's a beautiful sister. She's absolutely gorgeous. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But she was actually, you could tell it's at night time, whatever, but she should have sat there, and I think she should have said a few good, firm words Just like one of our guests said today, what's her name? Aria came on today.
Thank
Look
you.
how defensive she is when it came to women. She was on board. She would not let us go. Yeah, she was saying, no, it has to be done like this. It's not fair that they get treated like victims. So she had good points.
In all fairness, women of passion, and as you know, I'm a woman of passion. When I've done these lives before, the co-host has always warned me, can you please tame it down?
Shaheen, it's not about you. We're not talking about you right now, Shaheen. We're talking about the sister that was representing.
Yes, I'm telling you, I've been on these lives before with the sister.
No, Shaheen, hold on a minute.
Has told us to let the person
You see, people. Now look. Now it's all on the sister. The sister, don't allow the sister, man. She's all right, man. She look good in her 90s. All right.
I'm not even bothered about that.
But you know,
look lovely. We know that man now. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is that the co-host, the main guy, the guy at the top, he always tells that you have to be quiet, let the guy speak first, and then you can have your points.
Yeah.
That I've been told that many times.
Now I want to ask you a question, Shaheen. I'm going to ask you again. You've seen the video.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. Forget about what your passion is and my passion is right now. She was there talking to a guy who's saying quite openly, "I'm a predator," right? And the gentleman that was interviewing him, I don't know him, but I want to ask you, what did she say?
There's some valid points. And she was making notes first, to be honest with you. In all fairness, she was very quiet, but she wanted to make sure that before she throws that ammunition at him, she's got the ammo first.
Okay, what ammo did she throw at him then?
Well, she was just literally, to be honest with you, the second girl was more thorough and more...
No, what did she say, Shaheen?
She was just like, why would you do that? She was just asking. She was very curious. Like, why would you do that? Why do you do that?
Maybe it was new to her. I think it was kind of new to her. The situation that she was in. Yeah. I think she was more surprised with what was coming at her than anything else. I think she was very she's like, what? Is this real? I think she was kind of a little bit overwhelmed and shocked.
Because this guy,
I think she must have been more shocked. To be honest with you.
I see that still. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. So.
And again, even though I'm somebody who's been out there and meet people, even I was shocked as to what he was coming at. Probably my reaction would have been pretty much like, what? Are you serious? Like you.
Yeah. I was very upset.
Yeah, so I think it was a shock to a lot of the girls that were watching to their system. It was a shock to mine, and it's not
just a shock, Shaheen. It was the way he was saying. It was like a buzz. You know, to him it was like no big deal.
It was,
That's what was getting to me. I think, is this guy for real?
Yeah. Well, we learned a lot from it. We both learned a lot from it. I would like to see the whole thing just for the fun of it. Yeah.
I'll send you the link. It's on Instagram. Please have a look.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a look at the whole thing.
Yeah. Please send it.
Yeah, and
I will ask the co-host if I could go on a live with him.
Yeah.
Be a bit more prepared
with that same guy.
With the same guy.
Are you sure about that?
Why is that?
Are you
sure?
She's
not gonna go.
I think he said enough. I think you should let it go. I think he said his point. He's woken up a lot of women and blown the lid off of a lot of man them. Yeah? I think he's done his job. What job can you do by talking to him?
Just educate him.
He knows what he's doing.
You can't educate him.
You can't. The man knows what he's doing. The man knows the game. We've all been, listen, I'm a man. I'm a man, yeah?
But maybe we could wake listen.
No, you can't do nothing.
I was watching a documentary where I was watching a documentary where a man murdered a family, for money. He went to jail. He had no hope whatsoever. Then he was doing life in jail without parole. No, actually, he was in a death row. Yeah, but they reduced his license to, or whatever it is you call it, to life without parole. There, later on in life, he met somebody who educated him. The things that he did were wrong.
He knows this. The brother knows this. The brother knows it. The brother, listen, the brother's been doing this for a little while. He knows the thing. Now, you're going to go and sit in the lion's den to try and educate him. And at some point, you're going to have to meet him.
Not really.
So why has it? At some point you're gonna have to listen. He knows he's game, you know. There's no way is he gonna do what you say without meeting you.
No, I wouldn't meet him with a I wouldn't meet him even if he was the last man on earth. I wouldn't want to meet him.
Well, he knows the game. Listen, the man them know how it got. When you're young, you do certain things and you roll a certain way. Yeah, I know man them that I do 10 gal, 15 gal one time. Yeah, it's not a big thing back then. He's just at that age where to him it's not a big thing. So he's lucky that he's actually telling you what go on. You know what I mean? It hurts. The truth does
But
hurt.
this is where I'm saying, okay, cool. We're lucky that he told us Wagwan, but that don't mean that we let my son and his friends and all these kids growing up listen to these kind of morons and think this is Wagwan.
Morons.
You know?
He's not the only one that's doing that though. You can't stop all of them.
But there's many of them, and this comes to the music that they listen to as well, the things that they watch. Have you not heard the music industry, the way that they talk about women? Like the names that they give, these H's and these B's and you know these S's, the music that they listen to.
All right, you got a point there. Now we can round it up with this. If you can, I talked about this the other day, and I'm going to tell you again. My sons was into this gangster rap, and I said to them, I don't want you to listen to no gangster rap for a whole week, yeah, or even 2 weeks, and then at the end of that, I will pay you. Yeah, they never listened to it for 1 week, 2 weeks. At the end of the week, I paid them. I asked them, "How do you feel?" They said they feel a lot calmer. They feel totally different because for some reason they just feel calm. Everything different. So this is what I did with my sons to let them know this is what the music's doing to you. You see the influence how you are now and how you was 2 weeks ago. And when they see the difference for themselves, now they can make a decision. And they kind of left the gangster rap and went into bashment. You see what I'm saying? So once the guy realizes, listen, I can't change you, but I tell you what, I will challenge you not to listen to no gangster rap tune for a week. And maybe something may change in that week. You know, because that music is a very powerful influence on them. Very powerful, very powerful. So if you take it away, the game will change. He might lick up in his head and say, you know what, it's been a week without no gangster tune, and I feel like peace. I don't feel like doing that to the gal them this week. Why?
It's very violent, the things that they listen to, not just towards women, but towards society. Openly talking about shooting people, stabbing people, dealing drugs. And these guys look up to that, because don't forget, men look up to men. You understand? And when you look up to somebody who's high and mighty, you are influenced by the environment, the surrounding that they're in. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Tupac, but am I going to go start shooting people for drugs? No. But these guys listen to, these kids are listening to it thinking, I want to be like Tupac. I want to be like Biggie. I want to be like Pop Smoke, the guy that just got shot recently. And if you listen to his music, oh my God, bless. You know what, you'll be gobsmacked as to the things that comes out of this guy's mouth.
I wouldn't be.
Have you seen this new video, Shaheen? Have you seen this new video? Someone sent it to me the other day. I don't know who it was. I think it was Cardi B, and she's actually dancing with this woman.
Yeah, and she's her tongue down the woman's throat.
No, she's got no clothes on, basically, practically.
Yeah, it's the same video. This is what I'm saying. Young girls are looking up to her.
All right, so who's to blame for this then?
I've got nothing against.
That's social media. That's media. Yeah. So it all boils down to Babylon is pushing this in their face. The reason why all these girls now are looking for sugar daddies and to rob their monies and things like that is because, look, I've got nothing against Cardi B. She's great at what she does, a wicked artist. I do like some of her songs. She's brilliant. She's articulate. However, she is promoting being a stripper. She is promoting young... And these
that video didn't make sense of it.
Yeah.
Did not make sense of it.
She's promoting robbing guys for money. She's promoting, saying, look, use your ornaments, use your vagina, use your breasts, and get these guys indulged to get the money out of them, suck them dry. She is saying these things. And let's not just talk about guys.
She's actually saying that in the songs.
She's saying it in her song. She goes, I don't really care. She goes, look, one of her songs, right? I actually like it. It's called Money. And she goes, look, I don't really care. I like checks. I like necklaces. I like aeroplanes. I like holidays. I like everything that you give me. She's saying to the guy, I like everything that you give me apart from your dick. Do you understand what she's saying?
Yeah, but she's lying, man. She's lying. She wants everything. She's lying.
Yeah, obviously she's lying, but she's saying these things. It may just come across, oh, it's just a song, so we brush it off. It's just a song, but these lyrics have a subliminal messages. They have a subliminal messages that these kids are now listening to, and when they go sleep, those songs are playing in the back of their head. It's called subconscious.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do about it? You have to stop them from listening to those songs.
We can't. It's out there and open. What we can do is be like, look, watch out for these songs. Watch out for what they're saying.
Or educate them. Like I said to you before, sit down with them. Sit down with them. Like I said to my son now, I sit down, play the song. What's he talking about? Explain it to me. And he goes, oh, he's talking about bitches. I go, what's that? Tell me, so what's he doing? And you sit down there and explain to me what this guy's saying. Because I don't understand what this is about. Now they're going to be embarrassed to explain to me in layman terms what this guy's singing about. I go, so what's that bit about? Oh, well, he's talking about private parts. I go, well, what do you mean? What's he saying? Tell me, what is he? And when do you have to have that conversation with your parent? It becomes a bit embarrassing. And I say, this is what you're doing. Is this this is good? Yeah. This thing what you're talking about, everything what you've just said to me, is it good? And they're gonna say no. So I go, well, why do you do it if you know it's not good? Oh, but because I like it. So you like something that is not good. You like evil then. So you will end up like these guys then, innit? So if that's the way you want to end up, then keep listening to it. But don't call me when it comes to you. When it reaches at your doorstep, don't call me. Because you've said out your mouth what it is. You've just explained to me what it is. Because I didn't know, which I did really know, but I go on like I never know. And I find the worst songs to make him explain. I find the most disgusting ones that he's listening to and make him explain it to me. Write it down on a paper and so that I can read what you're telling me. That becomes embarrassing. You know? And that's how it goes. You know? You can't stop them, but you can educate them in what they're putting into their brain.
That's what Unity 5 is going to be about, hopefully.
Yeah, so you only educate them. You can't force someone, hey, you better stop doing this and you better stop smoking this and you better stop drinking that.
Yeah, we can't argue.
You have to educate them.
You got to let them learn for themselves as well at the same time. This is the most hardest thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got to let them explore, you got to let them learn, but how do you make them understand that, look, you keep doing it, it becomes an addiction. You keep listening to it, it becomes an addiction.
Right.
You know? It's difficult.
But you hear what they're saying though? They're saying, but nah, Dad, there's a lot of true things he's saying in there. There's a lot of knowledge in there. But there is knowledge in there. I said, yeah, but there is knowledge in there. But you can get that same knowledge from over there.
Yeah.
Which is cleaner and more better because you can teach that knowledge to your son or your brethren. But what you're hearing here, can you teach that to your children? You can't. So why are you taking it in? Especially where did they get that knowledge from? They got that knowledge from that teacher there. So why don't you just go straight to the source?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And showed them where they got the knowledge from and who they got the knowledge from. Now my youths, they read all the Malcolm X and they do this and they do that because they know where those rappers got their knowledge from. So you understand? You just educate them.
What would you say? Not to the guy, obviously the video we watched, but what would you say in general to men that think like this and behave like this?
Everything's for a time. I would say to them, what you sow, you're going to reap. I've been down this road and I know what it's like and I know where it could have ended. What you plant is going to grow into a tree. And one day it's going to come off with fruits. And those fruits will be terrible because of the seeds because of the road that you're on. When you're on a path, you must always look at the end of it. When you're in the middle of all with all these girls, I got 10 girls, I got this and that. If you sit down and meditate to yourself and say, what is the end of this road? What is at the end? What is the final finale on this road that I can achieve? Where will it end? And when you think about where will it end, Either you get some STD or something, or you'll get a girl pregnant, or your girl will cheat on you, or you might end up a very lonely man because none of these women ain't going to trust you no more. Because you won't be able to find the right one. You're going to end up so insecure because of what you've done with all these women. Now you want the right woman in your life when you're in your 30s, 40s. All what you've done to those women are now going to come back on you then. What goes around comes around. So it will come back and you will find a woman that you love so much. This is the one. I'm going to marry her. She's going to play on you. She's the one that's going to cheat on you because of what you've done to all those other women. Yeah.
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 So true. And vice versa. Vice versa, same education for the sisters as well.
Yeah, 100%.
The same vision, yeah. What Blessed said, it also applies to our sisters out there. Even though we're talking about this gentleman over here, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't like the video and I'm very upset. And I hope God gives him some sense that he actually snaps out of this kind of behaviour because it's not good.
It's not just him as well. It's so many.
Exactly.
Like, that's the most scariest part.
Yeah, but like Bless said, he's the brave one that's come out. He knows what he said it. He's not bothered.
You gotta
So
give.
like,
You gotta give.
yeah, I'm giving it to
gotta
him
give
because
him
you know what? Thanks to him, yeah.
Yeah, man. The brother, big up the brother. Although you hide your face and everything, which is expected, but you know what? You talk the thing. You talk the real thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would go and talk the thing, but you know what I mean? I can't do that. But the brother talk the real thing and say, yo, you women need to fix up because we man them out there on the hunt for you guys. And if you're going to give it to us, we're going to take it. Simple. You understand? But if the woman says, I will give it to you if you marry me, man like them will stop. They would have to try and find, but as I said, there's a lot of vulnerable women that really need somebody right now. And when guys like that do come along, it's a shame that the vulnerable women get caught up in the crossfire because they're weak at that point in time and need something to hold on to pull up. That's the only bit I didn't like. I didn't really like that part. If you do meet a girl and she's struggling and her man's left her and she's with her children and she's going through the motion and you come along, I would disagree with using them kind of women there. Yeah, that's the part where I draw the line.
Hate, and that's the reason why I think most of us sisters that came on today were angry because of that attitude he had. Yeah,
that part there, I would say, nah, draw the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Really upsetting.
But if she's willing to give him, he's gonna take it.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation. So it all boils down to her morals and principles and what she's standing on. Before she leaves that house and look a man, have you put your rules in place?
Saying as well, like gone, like without sounding abrupt or rude, like gone are the days where it's always down on the women. Men need to take responsibility as well. How about you don't take it? How about you don't take it? How about you have enough respect to say, you know what, I got a mother, I got a sister, I don't want to do it. I got a respect for you. Why is it? Oh, but you gave it. Oh, but you're gonna give it. Man's gonna take it. No. How about you don't take it? How about you say, you know what? No.
That's not so easy.
Men say no.
That's not so easy. When I was
growing up, what I'm trying to say?
I hear you, but I didn't see that when I was growing up. You know, when I was growing up, I've seen a lot of things as a child growing up. No, you know what I mean? Obviously, my parents done a wonderful job. God bless them. But out there in the world, what I saw growing up, I saw a lot of disrespect towards women when I was growing up. No, it wasn't really explained to me why the man then was handling the women like that, and it came over kind of normal. Yeah, because when men are around, when you're young and men are together and they talk about women and you're young, you think they're having a laugh, oh, this girl, this and this, and you're having a laugh with them, not realizing what they're doing is cheating on their wives and what they're doing is wrong. But you're thinking as a child that it's okay. Because the elders, you're hearing it from the elder ones and that they're doing it, and they seem very happy, so they ain't having no conversation about having respect for women. That's some of it. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying I've seen it on and off. I've also had a lot of good teachings as well.
This is why I made that point, Bless. That, you know, when we talk about tradition, we're so good at putting tradition and culture in our children, rather than giving them education and giving them some wise, talk between the parents and the fathers with the sons and the vice versa, daughters and mothers. this is what we need to give. This should be a culture and a tradition, really, not the clothing and the eating. That's one part separate. But this is what we need to do, and I think this is why we should actually. Well, it's nearly time to go, but we should end it on that. And
yeah, well, remember the world out there educates them. No matter what you do for your children, there's a big world out there that's also going to educate them. And you got to prepare them for both sides.
Life
Yeah.
Life itself is the biggest lesson ever.
Yeah, life, if you don't do the right thing, life will teach you. Eventually, no matter how long it takes, it will teach you. So it's best that they learn sooner than later about what life is out there. No matter how good you are, no matter how you got your suit and tie, and there's a world out there there's a jungle out there, brother.
That's true.
So learn how to survive in the jungle. Simple.
Absolutely.
Right.
But anyway, guys, it was an honor as always. Obviously, my show is now going to change to a Sunday. So we will be doing this on a Sunday, but I just wanted to say thank you ever so much to Bless Radio for giving us the opportunity to have a voice, and for putting the education out there to spread the new, to tell the new generation, come on, fix up, let's do something about it, and empower women, educate the boys. Today's show was absolutely phenomenal. It was about how we run our society. We've got some strong women, strong men up there debating hard, fighting for each other, fighting for themselves. I think it was a beautiful, beautiful show tonight, and I do look forward to it for next week Sunday. So this was your co-host, Unify Shaheen, Unify herself, for giving me the opportunity. May God bless you all. For giving us a chance.
God bless you, Shaheen, and you've done very well today. I'm proud of you. You held it down like a man.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, Shaheen, you've done very well, man. You held it down today. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Jane.
I want to say thank you to all the listeners out there as well. Really appreciate the love and support.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, cool.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.